from the hands name. My name's Tracy, if you haven't met me before. There's a lot of you that are very active in the community that do know me, at least through the site and through some of the videos that I've done. Just, you know, weekly weight loss, that kind of stuff. Anyway, I have been talking about doing a video, just some basic stretches for runners, yoga for runners. And I think the best way to actually start out is we're going to start just with a basic salutation. And with that, keep in mind, one of the great things about yoga, especially going into a basic sun salutation, is if you're not familiar with yoga, I'm sure you've still at least heard of downward facing dog. And this is great for anybody running because it really stretches the back of the leg through the calf and up through the hamstrings. So I think for right now, we're going to hold off on anything going into the hip flexors, maybe just a little bit of a Baddha Konasana, which, excuse the Sanskrit, but it's basically a butterfly posture, you know, feet, bottoms of the feet together, letting the knees drop out to the side. But we'll get to that in a minute. Just for starters, I want you, by the way, I do have animals. The dog is crated, but the cat is running around, so Kai might make an appearance here in the video. Anyway, let's go ahead and start just by taking a comfortable seat. You can encourage any extra flesh out from underneath you. That way you're feeling fully connected down through your mat. Make sure you do have some sort of a mat or at least a towel laid out. If the floor's kind of hard, you'll want definitely a mat. But if you don't have a mat, again, a nice like big bath towel on carpeting will give you a great space just for now. Anyway, just take a comfortable seat. Go ahead, we're going to let the eyes close and we're going to concentrate first of all here on just calming the mind, getting grounded, and connecting our breath with our body. So with that, again, let the eyes softly close. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Trying to keep the inhale and the exhale even. Start out with trying to inhale for 3 seconds and then exhaling for 3 seconds. Also, as you're settling in, continue to breathe while I keep talking. Want to start to lengthen through the head, the crown of the head reaching up towards the sky, feeling that length in the vertebrae, nice tall through the spine, and maybe feel some extra length gathering between the ribs actually pulling apart from one another, and just a little more space. Shrug those shoulders up to the ears on an inhale. And exhale, lower them down, feeling the shoulder blades moving down the back. Once again, inhale, bringing those shoulders up to the bottoms of the ears. And exhale, lower them down. Starting out with just some basic stretches again. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. Feeling some length through the neck. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the other side. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. And exhale to the left. From here, we're going to come to all fours, just into a nice tabletop. And again, connecting breath with movement. I'm going to do some cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly. Take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Tailbone lifts and tilts towards the sky. And then exhale, we pull the belly button in, rounding through the back, dropping the head for a cat. Inhale, into cow, and exhale to cat. Just let your own breath lead you through these motions on your inhale. And then exhale, coming to your cat. Once more. And coming to a nice neutral back. Here we're just going to do some C's with the shoulders. Let the head hang heavy and loose, swinging side to side. And just feel this whole motion undulating down the spine, into the hips. What we're doing here is we're working on that side flexion, stretching along through the side of the body, and then come back to a neutral spine. Okay, and we're going to start really moving into our sun salutation now. So we're going to tuck the toes. We're going to lift high with the hips, really engage, fingers spread wide. Wrists should be under shoulders, and most of the pressure should be the index finger and the thumb. We're going to lift high with the hips, pulling the belly into our first downward facing dog. From here, just be nice and easy with it. Keep the knees bent as much as you need. Shake the head. Make sure those shoulders are away from the ears. Again, shoulder blades are moving down the back. We're just going to pedal through one heel and the other. Again, you can bend your knees as much as you need to here, but try to keep that straight alignment as much as possible from the wrist all the way to the tailbone. Your tailbone, again, is reaching up towards the sky. And try to take as much pressure out of the hands and into the feet, if that makes sense. Okay, and again, just go ahead and keep pedaling here. And shake the head, yes, shake the head now. Nice and loose through the jaw. And then we're going to walk the feet forward into our first forward fold. If you can't touch, don't worry about it. Again, keeping those knees bent as much as your body needs to take pressure off the low back. If you still feel a little bit of pressure here, you can take the feet about hip width, and that's going to take some of the pressure off as well. So from here, just hang loose. Maybe grab opposite elbows and twist from side to side. And release the hands to the floor. On an inhale, we're going to come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, lower all the way down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Again, inhale, come up halfway, hands slide up the shins, energy shoots from the top of the crown of the head forward, and exhale, release. Once more, inhale halfway, and exhale, release. This time we're going to inhale, taking the arms all the way up towards the sky, and exhale, bringing palm to palm, bring them down to heart center. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, we're going to round all the way through the back, pulling the hands down the center of the body, down to the floor, back to our Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into our downward facing dog. And take a moment here again, just pedal through the heels. Should be getting a little bit closer to that more standard downward facing dog. But if not, again, keep the knees bent as much as you need. If you run regularly, you're probably tight through those hamstrings. Don't push it. Listen to your body. Your body's going to tell you what you can and cannot do. And sometimes what you should or should not do as well. Okay, from here, we're going to shift forward into a nice high plank. Again, shoulders over wrists. Pressure out of the wrists, more into the fingers. If you need to, you can always drop the knees here. But I don't want you back in a table. It should still be in that kind of plank shape, just with the knees dropped. Belly is still nice and tight. And from here, on an exhale, we're going to lower slowly all the way down to the floor. This is our chaturanga, or a variation of it. Gonna inhale, pushing through the palms, shoulders back, coming into a gentle back bend for cobra. Some people's cobras might be here. That's quite all right. From here, we're gonna tuck the toes, and again, lifting high with those hips, pushing back, downward facing dog. And again, pedaling through those heels. We're gonna do that motion one more time. So inhale, come forward into our plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, keeping the elbows tight to the ribs. Inhale, come up for cobra. And exhale, pulling back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to inhale, come high on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze between the thumbs, and step the feet forward. Forward fold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, release down. Inhale, arms come up and around. And exhale to heart center. And that's our basic salutation. We're going to go through that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze between the thumbs, and step forward. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come up and around. Exhale to heart center. Once more. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, either pull them through the middle or swan dive forward. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Hi. Inhale, shift to the plank. Exhale, lower down for chaturanga. Sorry, that distracted me. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, inhale, come high on the toes. This time, exhale, dropping the knees all the way to the floor. And we're going to come into a child's pose, which is a nice, restful pose. It's a very, recovery pose would be a good, or a restorative pose. Anyway, it's a good pose. So from here, have the toes close to touching. The knees can either be close together, or if you want to release through the back a little more, you can take the knees wide. And we're going to just bring our seat back towards our heels, stretching our arms long in front of us. You can have your forehead down on the ground, or you can even just come holding the position up. It's going to be more relaxing if you can get the forehead down. This is also a really great posture for headaches, especially migraines, is to come just into this restorative posture. Again, reaching forward with those fingers, reaching back with that seat. Settle in here for just a few breaths. Feeling the expansion through the back of the body. Feeling long through those fingers. Again, making sure those shoulders are away from the ears. One more nice deep inhale. And this time, exhale through the mouth. Big sigh to release all of that tension you might be feeling. Let's do that one more time. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. From here, shift forward back into a table. We're going to bring the knees around and forward. Coming back again to our seat. I'm going to turn so I face you. And from here, just try to bring the feet close to the sit bones. You know, you should be able to maybe touch the back of your heels. If your legs are further out in front of you, it's okay. Be where you are today. Tomorrow, you'll probably be better, but you have to start somewhere. So, but from here, we're gonna let the palms of the feet touch each other and just let the knees fall away. I've been doing this for a long time. Before I did yoga, I did taekwondo, I did dance, back to, I think I started figure skating when I was 3 years old. So I'm overstretched through my hips. So for me to be able to do this, I mean, this is where I'm at, which isn't always good because that means I have hyperflexibility, but not the restraining muscles. I've got the stretch without the strength. So that's something I need to work on. But anyway, again, just be where you are. This is getting that nice stretch through our hips. You can always try to either gently lay the hands on the knees to encourage them down further, or if you can, even just with your own muscles, push the knees down as I am doing. We're going to inhale nice and tall. And this might be as far as you get today, that's fine. And then if you can, if your body allows, if you feel like today's the right day, you can exhale, just coming forward to where it's comfortable. Which in a way is kind of an oxymoron. Is this really comfortable? Yes and no. What we want is, we always talk about sensation in yoga. You know, a lot of times, unless we're doing a restorative class, in order to build that strength and build that stretch, on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as our sensation, we want to be about a 7. Anything more than a 7, you're probably getting more towards the pain sensation as opposed to a stretch sensation. Whereas in restorative, we usually go to a 5, just because the fact that we're holding postures for a lot longer. So you might start out at a 5, but 5 minutes into holding the posture, it's probably going to work its way up to about a 7. So if you start at a 7, you're going to be in trouble. But anyway, enough about that. So here we are. You can also be proactive with this stretch. And inhale, come up slightly. And exhale, fold a little further. From here, we also want to make sure we're not dumping into our back and scrunching over like this. We want to keep that nice straight spine. Again, energy from the head coming forward. And inhale, come up slightly. And exhale, fold deeper. And when you've had enough of this, inhale, come up all the way. We're going to use our hands to help bring those knees up, give them a little love, stretch them straight out in front of you, maybe shake them a little bit, and we're going to come into a twist from here. So we're going to take the left leg, cross it over the right. We're going to take the right and bring the heel close to the sit bone as much as possible. Try and keep those hips level and on the ground. The left leg can be in front of you here, or if it's too hard to get that totally crossed, you can even just stay right here. We're just going to be twisting, so you want to be comfortable in the twist and be able to allow your body that motion to twist as much as possible. So again, we're here. What we're going to do is we're going to hug that left knee in nice and close. We're going to bring the right arm around the knee. Left arm comes behind us, almost like a kickstand. And we're twisting. Again, energy of the head coming up towards the sky, making sure you're not slumping over into it. I want to stay nice and tall. We're going to use our breath here as well. So we're going to inhale. As the belly fills, it naturally untwists you. And then exhale. Try to twist deeper. And inhale. And exhale. And you can just hold the twist, or you can keep moving on the inhale, exhale, whatever feels best for you. We're going to release the arms, keep the legs wherever they are, And we're going to walk the hands over to the opposite side, just for a nice counter twist. Again, you can be up here, or you might be down here. It's whatever is right for your body. Okay, and we're going to switch. So, this time, we are going to have the right leg, right heel by the right sit bones. Left leg can again be either right in front of you or trying to cross it over the knee. We're going to inhale, hugging that left leg nice and close. Arm. I'm on the same side again, I apologize. I'm trying to mirror, so sometimes I get my sides mixed up left and right. It's really confusing because I've always been bad with left and right. But let's start over. So, right leg is bent, left leg is down. It might be straight up in front of you. From here, we're going to hug that right leg nice and close. Right arm comes behind us as we twist. Inhale, slightly untwist. Exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale. And again, you can either hold in the twist or you can keep that active momentum of untwisting and twisting back. And release the arms and walk the hands over to the other side for a counter twist. Okay, and I said I was going to keep this short, and I'm sure we're probably more like 20 minutes, but hopefully this will load okay. Before I leave you, we're going to come just into a nice Shavasana, or corpse pose as it's called. This is probably my favorite part of any yoga class, just because it really gives you a chance for the body to relax and release down and almost a reset. But oddly enough, this was probably one of the most difficult postures for me to manage, just because the purpose of it is to lay still and clear your mind. And I'm one of those people where that little hamster doesn't ever stop running. So for me to just lay still for sometimes 7-10 minutes in Yoga Nidra, you're basically in a Shavasana for 30 minutes to 60 minutes. And again, it's not falling asleep. It is just clearing the mind. It can be very intense and difficult for some. My best advice is, if a thought creeps into your head, it's okay, don't stress about it. Just acknowledge that thought and just let it float away. It's still going to be there later. You can fully address it later. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to lay back, extend the legs out in front of you, allow the feet to fall apart from one another, palms come up, facing towards the sky. If you want, you can even tuck those shoulder blades up underneath you. And from here, we're going to take a nice deep inhale. And again, through the mouth, exhale. And just allow the breath to start to settle. Inhaling softly. And exhaling softly. Just letting the breath go back to a normal rhythm. And start to feel the body melting down through your mat. And just releasing in the moment. Feeling the eyes rolling back into the skull, the jaw slackening, the tongue releasing back. And just this heaviness, starting with the shoulders, moving down, spreading down through the limbs, the arms, the elbows, the wrists, and the fingers. And moving down the rest of the spine, beyond the hips, through the legs, past the knees, and out through the toes. And just release for the next few minutes, allowing your body giving away into Shavasana. And start to bring awareness back into the breath. Becoming aware of your body once again. Maybe bringing subtle movements into the fingers, into the toes, just wiggling them. Maybe moving the head from side to side. And then rolling onto one side. Bringing the knees into the chest. And make a little pillow for your head. And then using your arms to assist, push yourself back up into a nice seated position. So I hope this is helpful. Again, I've never done a yoga video where I'm instructing like this, so I hope it turns out well. If you're watching it, it means I was absolutely happy with it. So, or even if I wasn't absolutely happy with it, I feel it was well enough to share. And yeah, I guess if this goes over well, hopefully I'll be able to do some more installments, and maybe down the road when I have a little bit better equipment, we'll really get things going and I'll be able to post these more regular. But anyway, again, thank you all, and namaste.